December 1st, 1948, Australia. On the peaceful shore of Somerton Beach, the body of an unidentified man, dressed in a flawless suit, is found. At the scene, there is no sign of a struggle, no wallet, and not a single clue to his identity. Even the labels on his clothes have been meticulously removed. Weeks later, a small rolled-up piece of paper is discovered, stitched into a hidden pocket of his trousers. On it, only 2 words are written: Tamam Shud. This phrase, meaning "it is ended" or "finished" in Persian, would become the starting point for one of history's most complex and baffling mysteries. Who was this man? Who killed him, and why? And was this 2-word cryptic message a key that fell right into the middle of a Cold War spy ring? When the police arrived on the scene, the sight they encountered was extremely strange. The man was leaning against the seawall, appearing as if he had simply fallen asleep. There were no external signs of injury. The autopsy revealed he was between 40 and 45 years old, in peak physical condition, and had likely never performed manual labor in his life. The cause of death was presumed to be heart failure from an unidentifiable poison, yet no trace of poison was found in his system. This suggested the use of a very rare and untraceable substance. As the investigation deepened, the mystery grew. A suitcase, believed to belong to the man, was found in the cloakroom of a nearby train station. Just like the clothes on his body, every single label from the clothing inside the suitcase had also been removed. Besides a few items bearing the name T. Keene, there was nothing to indicate his identity. The police could find no missing person named T. Keene. This man had gone to extraordinary lengths to erase who he was. After months of fruitless investigation, as a last resort, the police published a photo of the Tamam Shud slip in national newspapers. This move created the biggest breakthrough in the case. A man brought a book to the police that had been thrown into the back of his car months earlier. It was a rare edition of Omar Khayyam's book of poetry, the Rubaiyat. The last page of the book was torn out, and the slip of paper the police had fit the tear perfectly. But the book brought more questions than answers. On its back cover, written faintly in pencil, were 5 lines of what appeared to be nonsensical letters. It was a code. Even the world's best cryptographers could not break it. The book also contained a phone number. The number belonged to a nurse named Jessica Thompson, who lived very close to Somerton. The nurse claimed she didn't know the man. However, when police showed her the plaster cast made from the Somerton man's face, witnesses said she looked as though she was about to faint and was extremely shaken. What was this woman hiding? The nurse told police she had previously given a copy of the Rubaiyat to a soldier named Alfred Boxall. The police thought the Somerton man was Boxall. But the investigation hit another dead end. Alfred Boxall was found alive and well in Sydney. And more importantly, he still had his copy of the book that the nurse had given him. This meant the Somerton man was someone else entirely, a man who possessed a different copy of the same rare book. At this point, Cold War theories ignited. The location of the incident was very close to Australia's secret military and intelligence bases. Was the Somerton man a compromised Soviet spy who was eliminated by his own handlers? Or was he a Western agent? Was the Rubaiyat used as a tool among spies for encryption and identification? Did that unbreakable code contain a secret message? These theories elevated the case from a local murder to an international espionage conspiracy. For decades, the case remained cold, until modern science and one man's persistence entered the picture. Australian professor Derek Abbott made it his personal mission to solve this mystery. After years of effort, Abbott and his team managed to conduct a DNA analysis on a few strands of hair that had been trapped in the plaster cast of the Somerton man's face. Using these hairs, they conducted a complex genealogical investigation. And in July 2022, 74 years later, the world heard the shocking news. The Somerton man had been identified. His name was Carl Charles Webb. He was an electrical engineer and instrument maker, born in 1905. He lived in Melbourne and had disappeared after separating from his wife. The identity was found. The decades-old question, "Who is this man?" was finally answered. But this answer brought with it even bigger questions. Why did Carl Webb, an electrical engineer, end up in Somerton? Why did he feel the need to hide his identity like a spy? And most importantly, what was his connection to the nurse, Jessica Thompson? Recent research suggests the nurse may have actually been Webb's sister-in-law. The Tamam Shud case is one of those rare incidents where solving one layer of the mystery only reveals a deeper one beneath it. He now has a name, Carl Webb, but his story is still incomplete. Was it a failed espionage mission that led to his death, or a broken heart? What did that cryptic code mean? And Tamam Shud, the end? What was it the end of for him? A life? A mission? Or a secret? The answer to these questions is perhaps hidden within that code, still waiting to be solved.